What's up, YouTube? Got a little discussion to do today. Today I wanted to talk about, is yo-yo the most cost-effective hobby? If you haven't guessed already, yo-yo is the most cost-effective hobby, especially if you're comparing it to other hobbies that are sort of similar as far as collecting or just having something to play with or something like that. So let's kind of talk about my reasoning why. So yo-yo is pretty easy and cheap to get started on. You can get started with a $5 or $3 yo-yo that you pick up at Target or Walmart or something. That'll get you through the basics. Honestly, that'll get your throw down and get you to be able to catch the yo-yo. Maybe get you even up to and through like trapeze and a couple of very intermediate basic string tricks. So to get into it, it's really like the initial investment for like your basic, Duncan Butterfly XT or something is like $5. Now, of course, you could spend like up to 10 or 20 or whatever, but you're very basic, low cost. If you're just saying, I just want to see if I can get into this, if this might be something I like. $5 investment, not that bad, you know what I mean? That'll get you right into it, and you can kind of build off of that. So it's pretty easy and cheap to get started too. Once you kind of get your initial $5 yo-yo that you figure out you can throw and you can catch, and if you decide, you know what, this is something I like and this might be something I want to get into, but I don't want to just throw money at stuff. For a very minimal investment, you can have a really nice yo-yo or a couple of really nice yo-yos for like less than, and all the accessories that you need to have with them for like less than $100, and you are good for like a long time. Like if you were to just get a box of like 100 kitty strings, like kitty fat, I think that's like $18, $19, and then you can get a yo-yo as cheap as like $10-12 that's actually really good, like a Magic Yo-Yo N12 Shark Honor, or you can even get a Replay Pro. Those are like $15-16, or for a very small initial investment of like $100. You don't actually have to spend any more than that. That's kind of the cool thing about yo-yo, because if you take care of that yo-yo, like that can be your thing. Like you can be a yo-yoer, you could be a yo-yo player, post trick circles, win the world yo-yo contest with, one yo-yo. Now, of course, that yo-yo is going to need maintenance, so you need extra strings, you're probably going to need lube, maybe eventually, if you're just using one yo-yo, you're probably going to burn out a bearing at some point. But still, those things are all pretty cheap. You know what I'm saying? Comparatively. Like, let's think about some other hobbies. So, think about golf. Just to get, like, your foot in the door, golf, you need to buy golf clubs. You're looking at, like, even if you just buy the crappiest golf clubs ever, like a $200 initial investment just to go out and play. And once you actually get better at it, you're going to want to get new stuff. Like, you're going to want to get new clubs, you're going to want to get new shoes, and you're going to want to get, golf clothing and shirts. Like, you're going to want to look the part out there on the golf course. So, golf is crazy expensive. And think about how many people play golf. More people than play yo-yo, that's for sure. But, something like golf is super expensive. Or even like, I'm a guitar player. I say that all the time. Guitars are crazy expensive to get into. Just the initial setup and cost, especially if you're doing like electric guitars. Initial like cost of electric guitar to get anything like even half decent, you're looking at like $300 to sort of like just get your foot in the door. And that's like if you're gonna grab a $200 guitar and like maybe a $100 amplifier, and probably even more than that, because you're gonna have to get strings and cables and all that other stuff. So you're probably looking at an initial investment for guitar somewhere around $320, $340, something like that. And that's just to get started. That's not even counting like lessons or anything like that. That's just to get your foot in the door. A lot of everybody plays video games, right? The initial cost, I realize once you pay the initial cost, like games aren't that terribly expensive, but the initial cost to like get into gaming is crazy, is hugely expensive. you know, you're gonna pay $250, $300 for a system if you're doing console gaming, or if you're gonna get a PC game, I mean, you're talking $500 for a PC that's gonna be able to play modern games, at least, and then you know, that may not even come with a monitor. Probably wouldn't at $500. Initial investment wise, Yo-Yo is like nothing, you know. Under $100, you can be golden forever if you really want to. But you know, like I've always said, I feel like you know, collecting is really just as important too. But even collecting yo-yos isn't as expensive as collecting other things can be. Now there are cheaper things to collect. Comics aren't that expensive to collect. I like comic books. You know, it's not all that expensive to collect comics. You know, the action figures, other collectible stuff like that. You know, those are probably in a similar range, I would say, like action figure collectibles to collecting yo-yos. But as far as like collecting yo-yos are concerned, you don't have to go out and spend $100 every week every time a new bimetal comes out or something like that. Now, if you want to, that's awesome. Do it. It's fun. I'm not gonna shy you away from that. But I hear a lot of guys say, "Oh, I just don't have the money. I can't do that. I'm just a kid. I don't have that much money. My job sucks. I don't get paid that much." And that's a common complaint. I remember being a kid. I didn't make that much money as, you know, 15, 16, 17-year-old or whatever. I just kind of worked on the weekends and, you know, had a little bit of spending money to maybe go out and eat wings with my friends sometimes. But I understand that it's not super, like, cheap to just be able to do stuff like that, you know? Like, if you're a kid particularly, you know, $100, $200 might be all you have for a month, might be all you make for a month because you're only working one day a week or whatever. But there's absolutely avenues where you can sort of keep your eye on stuff and get nice new stuff that kind of stays up with and keeps up with, you know, where modern yo-yo design is without busting the bank. You know, think about, like I said, get kitty string. Everybody uses kitty string. It's like $20, you know, every great now and then. How long does it take for you to use a box of kitty string? It takes me 6 months, and I play a lot of yo-yo. I haven't bought kitty string in a while, but like you can also get Buddha string, brand new. They just did the Buddha XL string. You can get on YoyoBESTBUY. Links in the description. For like even less than that, it's like $15. It's 100 strings, super long, super nice. Just great bulk strings. Bulk strings are cheap. You don't have to. I would suggest buying Zipline Strings if you can. Links in the description for that as well. My signature colors are in stock. But you don't have to. You know, a box of kitty string, a box of Buddha string. I guess they come in bags now. That'll do you just fine. You're not going to play any better with it. The colors may not be as cool, but it's still yo-yo string. It's still going to totally work. Still going to be able to do yo-yo tricks with it. And that's what's really important, right? You browse around. There's plenty of companies that are very budget friendly. Yo-Yo Factory, is probably the core brand that is just super budget friendly. $45, you get like world champion yo-yos. You know what I mean? And that's brand new. Yo-Yo Factory puts out a ton of yo-yos, so you can always get them on the BST for way cheaper. But like, think Yo-Yo Factory, Magic Yo-Yo, Top Yo, etc. Vosoon. There's tons of brands sort of in this inexpensive category of yo-yos that put out really nice product, at least product that's certainly going to be at the cutting edge of where yo-yo design is. And you're not going to spend a ton of money, and even if you go all out and spend $60 or $75 on a really nice splash like Yo-Yo Factory or something, that's pretty much the entire investment that you need to make in yo-yo. Have maybe a couple cheap yo-yos to throw around outside that can be your kind of beater yo-yos, and then have that one really nice yo-yo. And you can spend less than $100 in yo-yos, have a pretty cool collection of 3 or 4 yo-yos, and it just is gonna last you pretty much eternally. You just gotta make sure you change the pads and replace your strings every now and then, which again, uber cheap. I know the Buddha pads are like $1 a pair, $1.20 a pair or something like that. And JD tries to keep a good stock of those in. Those work great. I have no complaints with those. The Magic Yo-Yo pads are pretty good too. They're super cheap on Amazon. I'll see if I can find a link for those on Amazon. I'll try to link those down in the description. But they're just very good, basic like yellow pads. But for the most part, pads and stuff don't wear down that quickly, and they're pretty cheap to replace even when you do actually finally wear them down. And if you get the Yoyos that just cannot kind of use the standard 19mm pads, you can use just about anything, and they'll work great. But there's other avenues as well to sort of like collect on a budget, or at least keep your collecting to sort of the confines of what you can afford. Monthly Throw, I haven't subscribed to Monthly Throw. I kind of need to, but it seems like the stuff that Monthly Throw has ends up being, I would end up with doubles sometimes. But if you're just getting into collecting and stuff, Monthly Throw is a great resource, because I think it's like $55 a month plus whatever shipping is, so like, under $60 a month. And you get an awesome new yo-yo every month, and that's if you use the tier 4. So you'll get all 3 tiers, but it would be $55 a month. And for the most part, I think you get like $30 in yo-yo, and then you get like $60 or $75 in yo-yo, and then you get like $120, $140 in yo-yo. So the only month that you kind of lose out on a little bit is that tier of like, whenever you'd get like the special like $20, $25, $30 yo-yo or something. But even then, like, after that you get the $75 in yo-yos, and then sometimes like they've given out like awesome Splash Orcas before, and 2 Sick Jesters, and just kind of crazy awesome yo-yos that really are just phenomenal. And if you subscribe, it's like $55, $60 a month. That's less than internet and Netflix, and a fresh new throw every month, like potentially super high end, super rare, super nice, for less than what your internet and Netflix bill is still pretty good. And to keep your collecting hobby under $100 a month, especially like that far under $100, like $60 is like, even if you're only pulling in, if you've got like a part-time job, you're a student or something, even if you're only pulling in, $250, $300 a month or something, I mean, that's still pretty affordable, I would say. So, I do think yo-yoing is a pretty affordable hobby in that regard. Now, last, you can always wait until sales. There's always really good yo-yo sales, and if you just want to wait and save your money, save your yo-yo money, play your initial investment, guys. Your yo-yo factory or whatever you grab. If you just want to wait for the deals, you can totally get the deals. Follow me on Facebook. I try to post the deals when I see the deals. But National Yo-Yo Day is usually pretty awesome. There's usually some pretty amazing deals and discounts going on National Yo-Yo Day. Black Friday, same thing. Crazy deals sometimes on Black Friday. Sometimes it's just like, I can't believe, okay, I will take that for the no money that you just sold it for. Just wait until Yo-Yo Factory, a lot of times too, when they discontinue something, will blow it out at like nothing, and you can scoop up what used to be $120 bimetals for like $50, which is awesome. I did that with a Navigator not too long ago, and I really like my Navigator. I carry it a lot, I throw it a lot, and because I didn't spend that much on it, it's kind of a yo-yo that I pick up and play a lot. Surprisingly, it hasn't really gotten beaten up, but I give it a lot of use. So you can really get some deals if you keep your eyes open and you know where to look. Also, if you're lucky enough to be in an area where there's going to be a contest, here in Pittsburgh, there's going to be the East Coast Masters contest, and we're going to have tons of vendors. And usually the vendors at contests kind of bring B grades, they bring discounted stuff, and you can really get some good deals at contests too. So if you have the opportunity to go to a contest, I would say, especially if it's something you're going to be able to go to, save some money for that, because you'll be able to get some deals and expand your collection a little bit without really, spending a boatload of money. Then there's always the BST. Deals to be had any day, every day on the BSTs. I already did a video about that. But that's my spiel for today, guys. Yo-yo is a pretty affordable hobby, and if you really think about it and you kind of plan out how you want to get into the hobby, how you want to collect, how you want to build your collection, I think you can really make it a very manageable and affordable hobby. In addition to that, is very satisfying, rewarding, and you can always sell your yo-yos later. They at least retain their value, which is another really nice thing about this hobby and about this community. But it's gonna do it for me today, though, guys. I really appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I do videos every day because I'm crazy. Sometimes I miss, but you know, pretty much every day. That's gonna do it for me today, guys. Cheers to you. I don't have any coffee yet. It's kind of late. I shouldn't be drinking coffee. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. I'll see you next time.